Big Pharma just got called out, and it's not just by the conspiracy theorists like me, it is also by the federal government. Watch this.
Toxic chemicals. Unlike other administrations, we will not be silenced or intimidated by the corporate lobbyists or special interests. And I want this group to do what they have to do. We have to spell it out. In some cases, it won't be nice or it won't be pretty.
The Make America Healthy Again movement recently totaled a 78-page report that highlights 4 reasons for the health crisis, and they said they'd get it done in 100 days. They actually accomplished that. The reasons why they say that the health crisis among children and youth has been so prevalent are these 4 things: ultra-processed foods, chemical exposure, sedentary lifestyles, and over-medicalization, including pharmaceutical medications being overused. And as a therapist for 13 years, and as someone who's been a father throughout that time, being afraid of the institutions and the systems that we're putting our kids in is reasonable. There are bad actors. There are people who are profiting and medicalizing things that are normal, that are in need of simple interventions that can be done naturally and through lifestyle means. But we are instead casting that and deflecting that onto a medical system that is not prepared nor equipped to handle it.
Think of this one. This is, to me, the one that gets me every time, and it seems to be getting worse. Just a few decades ago, 1 in 10,000 children had autism. Today, it's 1 in 31.
This report blasts some of the $5 billion that Big Pharma has been spending to try to provide ads for psychiatric medications and other medications for children. It questions the vaccine schedule. It says that psychiatric overprescription has been a big problem and demands more transparency, informed consent, and real clinical trials. Now, everybody who comes through this is going to say that it's junk science, that the MAHA movement is not using, outcomes-based data, and that they compiled these lists too quickly. I know my industry. I've been in my master's for research psychology in the last several years, and I can tell you without question that the medical industry is going to throw a fit and try to discredit Bobby Kennedy during this process. But I can also tell you forthrightly that prescriptions for psychiatric illnesses among children are vastly overused. By my anecdotal experience of seeing more than 20,000 hours of therapy in my career so far, I can tell you that medicalization of psychiatric problems has been way overdone. There is not a pill solution to your mental health problem, almost no matter what that mental health problem might be. And when we give medicine to people for an internal psychiatric problem, and that medicine happens to provide some relief, then it does naturally prevent them from developing the interventions to deal with their mental health apart from that medication. So it actually does delay, in many cases, any real getting better in a natural way that might be accomplished. MAHA wants to ban toxins in food, reform SNAP to not provide soda and junk and sugary stuff, investigate the mRNA vaccines, along with other vaccines, of course, that's Bobby Kennedy's big deal, and then end liability shields for chemical and pharma giants. The pharmaceutical industry was a bastard who provided the OxyContin crisis that led to hundreds of thousands of deaths in America. And yet, within 5 to 10 years after I fought against that, on a public and a national level, fought against that, we all decided that Big Pharma was somehow trustworthy again, and that we were going to give the lifestyle and health of our children over into their hands. It is a absolute misnomer to trust this industry, and they do not inform you about what the side effects of many of these medications are, because here's how I know. If you go into your doctor's office, you say you have ADHD, and maybe someone else has co-signed off on that, your doctor will not tell you that they're prescribing you a vastly powerful stimulant that has the potential to cause significant withdrawal symptoms when you need to go off of that medication, or they will not even present the timeline for which you should be prepared to get off of that medication. And if they do, they are rarefied air in the physical physician world, and they should be given an award. But most of our doctors are a hammer looking for a nail. And if you come in need of a medication, that is the easy way. They will not tell you that your lifestyle might actually need amended in order for you to get better from any psychiatric illness. For the first time in a long time, the health of our children is front and center, and the government federally is actually doing something about this, trying to reform the institutions that have given us into this health crisis in the first place. Now, we don't want to remit our own habits and our own responsibility, but thank God that somebody's willing to shake up this industry, because if I see another commercial for a psychiatric medication on TV and it is a complete misnomer about what that medication would actually do, like I said, if it works, it prevents you from developing your own rigorous interventions apart from that medicine. Let's go reform this industry while we still have time. Thank God for MAHA, and thank God that we have a federal government that's not just going with the program of the medical industry.